Okay, I wasn't ready here. Get this pulled up. All right, howdy, folks. Welcome back. So here we are, December 19th of 2022. I'm gonna start the loop here, and we'll let this play a few times over. It's going a little fast. Let me slow that down. All right, there we go. Let that loop play for a second while I get some of these lights here. I wasn't ready. I accidentally bumped the live button and started streaming when I wasn't ready. But here we go anyway. So here we are, December 19th, 2022. Here's our loop going again. And you can see that we have had big CMEs coming off here. First this one, and then another big one. Boom, right there. And in the process, you can see little stuff flying out in here. There's some objects in there. There's a good one right there. So let's find the beginning of this here, and we'll start going through it frame by frame. So one more rotation here, and here we go. So back up a little bit. Yes, this is from today. This is December 19th of 2022. And here we are, our opening frame. It's a little scattered, doesn't look like there's much going on there. Let me center this for you. Okay, and then we'll start working frame by frame. You can see there's some little event going on down here. Some little object is moving out, and it looks to be almost rectangular in shape. And I'm just going to go ahead and start zooming in on some of this for you guys right now. Okay, here we have this weird little, almost dog bone type shape object. I'll back it up a little bit. It's kind of covered in plasma as it comes out, but right there we get a good clear image of this weird object. Then it passes out, passes by, passes out of frame there. Get this out of the way and we'll continue on. Then we have this big blast, and as it proceeds out, I believe our object is right in this area right here. I see a darker, small, round object in between these two lines. And as it makes its way out of there, I can also see we have a round magnetic field here again with possibly an object in the center and another round field here. So as we progress, it's very faint. There seems to be an object right here and another one right there. They're very faint. But you can see as they move on out of screen there, it's the motion that kind of helps you detect it too. And then we have, here, let me zoom back out here. Alright. Then we have more of this event erupting out here, and then here comes this object right here. And I want to try and capture this on the red side, even though the red side sucks on this camera. But you can make it out faintly right here, so we're going to back it up a little bit. And you can make it out faintly coming out right here, as well as over here. So let's leave it right here at this, and I'm going to zoom in on this image right here, because I want you guys to see what's going on here. Comes in better right about there. Here's our small round black object. Right behind it is a band of plasma that's been dammed up on the back of this, because the plasma is moving out faster than this object is, so it dams up behind it. This is the ghost image, or the reverse image that I talk about. And as we progress through this here, oops, now I've done it. Try this one more time. Okay, so a little more. That's better. So as we progress through this, you can see that we have plasma right here is built up behind the object. This is the ghost image, and as we progress out, the ghost image gives you a nice clear image of what was going on there. A nice round circular black object right here. Captured right here. And this is all the plasma and stuff that's around it. Okay. back out of this. And at the same time this thing's coming out, we got another ferocious, just looks like a big old claw of flames leaping off the sun here again. And I think we need to go back just a little bit right there. I don't know if this does it justice, but this just looks like this huge claw of flames reaching out over something. And as we progress through, there's more objects in here. They're really faint. And I think there's one right here. They put all this digital blocking in there, so it's hard to make out. I mean, look at some of these frames. They're just obliterated when they block out all this stuff. But I make out something round right in here, it appears. There's about the center of that magnetic field. And then here's a little stray one right here. See it trailing out? I'll back up a little bit. As this one goes out, you can see that little guy trailing behind. And then these are the closing frames here. We're at 2336, the closing frames of this day, and it's got another huge CME coming off the back here. There's only a couple frames of it, but here's our next CME coming off right here, and you can tell the width of this right here. It's going to be a pretty decent size one. So that's the last frame right there. And over on this side, I can make out some kind of black streak right here. So it looks like it might separate, and we might have two objects or multiple objects coming out of this one again. So let me put this back into motion. Whoops, reverse it. There we go. And let that play for a minute. Yeah, I have a feeling people will be heartbroken when they find out what's happening to our sun. So here you can see we've had a big blast. Like I said, a couple little objects hiding in there. They're not easy to spot, especially when they're all draped with plasma and stuff. But we can spot their magnetic field and their telltale stringed out tails like this that still reach back and connect to the sun. And it's really hard to see because this camera doesn't do it justice. But when this comes by, it's like a clump of objects. I'm going to see if I can capture this for you guys here. Even though, all right. No, I'll just give it a shot anyways. Over here on this side, you can make out that there's a clump of these objects. There's like 5 or 6 of these, different sized, all in a clump right there. And it really doesn't do it justice. But then on this side, you can see here's one clearly. It's like the main one of this dark patch right here is this little dark one right there. It's kind of being hidden by the blue stripe, but right there is our main object. And then there are other little smaller ones peppered around it. And as this event actually happens, you can see it coming from behind the sun and coming like this by it and pointing back at it this way as it goes by. So if you look at it, it's back in the distance and then comes by the sun. So let me put that into motion, even though this doesn't do it justice and pick up the motion very well. Let's just see if we can possibly capture it, because it's coming from back behind the sun and it's coming by it this way, so it's rotating past it. So you can see the sun reaching out back behind it this way, latching onto it, and then intensifying as it goes by, and then petering out as it goes past the sun and dissipates as it goes away. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that's it for tonight, and I finished up the spiritual realm videos, and we laid out all the dots. And if you want me to connect the dots, leave a comment in either video, say connect the dots for me, or I want to see the bigger picture, because I'm not going to do a public video for it. I'm just going to do it one-on-one for people that really want to know, and it's only for people that really want to know. Don't type it in there if you don't really want to know. So other than that, that's about it for tonight. And here's our solar report. Our activity's still going on. Our sun's still kicking off. Huge CMEs. I just saw another report earlier tonight. A huge patch of sunspots coming off the incoming limb and about to rotate, on the front side of the Earth-facing disk here. So we got some huge sunspots rotating in our direction, and we got all sorts of other activity kicking it off with all these little objects caught here, ripping material off and doing all kinds of stuff. So that's it for tonight. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. And until my next video, bye.